First of all,
Love your background.
you win. You win the prize, man. The background is
That's
amazing. Yeah.
amazing.
I was inspired by On Call. So big congrats on On Call. Gritty, entertaining, and also thought provoking. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate that. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for saying that. Appreciate you.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's begin with you, Mr. Tim. Give us a genesis of how On Call came about. I mean, what got you guys interested in developing the series?
I mean, quite honestly, that begins with my partner. I'll let Elliot take that question.
The original idea stemmed from looking around and seeing that uh, everyone's attention has never been more valuable, and there's really no half-hour uh, procedural dramas to date in the current landscape. So looking back at the 50s and 60s and the prime time schedule back then, we knew that the half-hour procedural worked. And that was the initial premise for the show. Once we actually started to dig into what the show was, we very quickly wanted to figure out how to make it our own. And I would argue that we're not a procedural now. And the heart of the show is very much a serialized relationship between Harmon and Diaz. But that's where the idea initially came from, was bringing back that half-hour format.
You just stole what I was gonna ask you guys. My next question. I mean, why is it a half hour? But thank you for answering that. So, Mr. Tim, let's talk about your main leads. I love them. They're fantastic here. Talk to us about Troyan Belisario as your officer Tracy Harmon, and Brandon Laracuente as Officer Alex Diaz. And how did you guys zero in on them?
Well, casting was quite a bit of an extensive process. I will say though that when Brandon and Troyan came in and read together, we didn't look at anybody else after that. It was lightning in a bottle. And the first, I can still remember the first day on set, they acted like they had done this for, 2, 3 seasons already. I mean, these are pros. They brought it. We asked them to bring it. They did the research, and the show is as good as it is because of those two.
You know what, Mr. Elliot? I love this is kind of like one of those viral videos we love, right? I mean, the dash cam, everything. I mean, but what I love is we get to meet and know the officers, and we follow the relationship between these two officers all throughout the series. So, talk to us about how important that is to develop the relationship between the two officers.
It's the heart of the show. Nothing is more important. And we really looked at these characters as humans who happen to be police officers. But with that in mind, we also made the very conscious decision when starting to write the show that we were never going to go home with these officers. So with that in mind, we wanted to learn as much as possible about who they are as people while still being on the job. And that was a really fun challenge as writers. And I think we feel we did a pretty good job of accomplishing that.
You guys did a good job. I agree. Now,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Tim, at its heart, On Call digs deeper into the moral issues of
Right.
protecting and serving the community, right? Talk to us more about that.
Well, I mean, from day one, this isn't an anti-cop show or pro-police show. It's pro-character, and the characters happen to be police officers. In terms of sort of the moral complexities, we're not taking a side. That's not us. Other shows can do that. We wanted to come into this thing unencumbered. We didn't want to tell anybody how to think. We didn't want to put any of philosophies, politicize anything. Rather have people watch this and come away with their own opinions about law enforcement and policing. But I'll be honest with you, our guiding light was making this as entertaining as possible. I feel like we've lost a little credibility with the audience over the last 4 or 5 years, Hollywood in general. And I would like to hope that this is an olive branch for them to get them back in and watch some good TV.
Oh, well, we'll take that olive branch, Mr. Tim. A big congrats On Call again. And it's such a great big thank you to our men and women in blue. So,
Yes, thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. Appreciate the
bye,
time.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.